Okay, we should be live. Okay. Let's hope it stays. Okay, so I just did this. It says my internet's a little unstable, so I am in a different location. I am really the best place I could be in the house for internet. So let's hope this works. Because man, oh man. And I'm just gonna, if you're watching the replay or whatever, I'm just waiting a few minutes to see if anybody's coming on live. And sometimes it takes a little while for people to find me. Because it is a little awkward in Facebook groups sometimes. So that happens. So if you are somebody who's like, I couldn't see you, it's quite common that you have to get out of the Facebook group, then get back in and, you know, so that you actually, my video shows. Now, a way where you can see me more often is either to turn on notifications of me going live. Also, make sure you like or comment on my videos. Then Facebook knows you want to see my videos. So then they will show them to you. If you don't comment, you don't like, whatever, Facebook thinks you don't want to see my videos. So then they won't really show them to you. So really make sure that if you do like watching my videos and you want to know when I'm live, please make sure that you do comment or like or something so that Facebook does know that you want to see me. Okay, I'm just letting people know to refresh if they can't see the video, to come in the group. I am not on my event page, which some people might get confused about. I decided to stream through Zoom because I have some slides. I thought I'd probably do a little bit of slides today. So I hope that, I like doing slides. It gives you a visual. I'm very visual. And it's also, hi, oh, hey, people are here already. Good, thank you for being here. I hope you can hear me okay. You can hear me okay, good. I know it's hard in a Facebook group to see if someone's actually here. Perfect. Hello, hello, ladies. Now, oh, is it stalling? I have issues with the internet, and so I'm going to do my best. If by chance it stops, I'm on my computer, I may have to change to my phone and it'll just be a regular Facebook Live. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But I also might stall, but just beware, I'm doing my best to make sure that I continue and get back on. And I am not sure how to take off the subtitles. So they're going to be here right now. I couldn't figure out how to take off the subtitles. Drag. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. I have a lot of information to share. I do have some slides. So if you are somebody who loves to take notes, you can either grab a pen and paper now, or what you can do is just watch the replay, which will be here in this Facebook group. And you can stop it, take notes, things like that, right? Because I'm doing 5 ways to break the midlife plateau, but let me tell you, these 5 things could be a complete topic on their own. All right. And of course, when you do take my programs and do take my coaching, it's really about working with whatever you need help with. And we take, you know, you get the whole meal deal. You get all of the information. Here you're getting kind of a snapshot, but this will give you a really good idea of kind of what's involved, maybe what you've been missing, what hasn't been working for you, why things haven't been working, right? So hopefully that'll give you kind of a snapshot for those things. And I'm going to just take a minute and share the screen and then introduce you to me. If anybody's new to me, then you can find out a little more about me. Believe me, I don't. Oh, there we go. I'm on a different page. Oh, well, that's okay. We can share, and I'll just, my slides are just on the wrong page. There we go. We're going to start up here. Okay, so if you are new to me, hello, welcome. So happy to have you here. And if you're new, please let me know. The comments flow. If you're new to this Facebook group, welcome. This is where I hang out. I am not on my personal page. I know I should be more, but I definitely am in this Facebook group sharing tons of information, lots of free trainings, and we also do free challenges in here, and I let you know about any programs or courses. So I have been a personal trainer. I've been a raw food chef. I love cooking vegan food and vegetarian food. That's my specialty. I've also been a post-rehab conditioning specialist and yoga instructor, and I've studied nutrition and hormones specifically for this phase of life. And I won't go into my whole backstory, how I got started, because it's long and involved, but let me know. I have been through everything. I have completely changed my life, careers, life, health, everything. So I'm drawing on my knowledge, my awareness, the things I went through. I can completely understand and emphasize with women going through this phase. I started at the age of 43. I am now 58, 9. I never remember. I'm 58 or 59. I really don't know. But so I went through it very early, and I finished at the age of 48. So that was very early, where some women may be starting at 52, right? I mean, we all start at a different stage. So I really am about empowering women to take the better care of you, because during this phase of life, in your midlife, you need to take care of yourself. It'll become very evident if you are not, because your body will stay out of balance. And when your body's out of balance, those are the symptoms. So your body speaks to you through symptoms. Imbalance is symptoms. When you have something that's not right, you don't feel right, no matter what your regular doctor says, go to the tests. Yes, go get all the tests done. Make sure that you are, as they say, okay. Then it's like, okay, I don't feel good. These are some things I'm experiencing. I need to find ways naturally to help support my body, to help myself through this, right? So today we're talking about some of those things. And when you are in this midlife phase, what used to work doesn't work anymore. So you could have been able to, oh man, I used to be able to lose weight when I wanted. I would exercise a certain way, lose weight, all of these things. But now it's like what used to work doesn't work anymore. That's normal for this phase of life. Because you are different. The one thing I really want to let you know is you are different. And when you are different, so when things change within you, that means you need to change things, right? So you wouldn't expect a teenager to act like a toddler, right? There's times that's change. A teenager doesn't eat the same as they did when they were 9 or 10 years old. They eat more. They need more nutrients. A pregnant woman needs better nutrients, needs to support herself, needs to feed and fuel her body the right foods, needs to stay away from other things, right? These are great hormonal changes within your body. And you, at this phase, are going through another hormonal change, which adds stress to your body. And as we know, stress is the underlying reason for all illness and disease. So because stress causes imbalance within your body and dis-ease within your body. Okay, so knowing that going through this phase of life is your body's like, oh, stressed out. So that's why you probably feel like everything, you're so sensitive to everything now, right? And that is part of this too. So it's a learning curve. It requires you to learn, grow, change, shift, embrace, love, all of those things. So we're talking about today, the 5 things I'm talking about, which of course there's many things that can probably need to change. Going a little bit into detoxing and cleansing. 2, clean eating for a shorter period of time. So to break a plateau, you need to do something different. So if you're like, man, I've been doing this for a long time and nothing's changing, well, there you go. That's a sign, right? Something needs to change. So for a period of time, you can eat super clean, healthy foods and get rid of the stuff that we know causes weight gain or causes inflammation, causes all the loss of energy within the body. And then number 3, we're talking about is greatly decreased stress. And I'm going to tell you why. How does that cause weight? What does that have to do with anything, right? My life is so stressed, I can't really change it. And then number 4, the right kind of exercise, because, oh God, this is a crazy one. You need to exercise different in this phase of life. If you are working towards the weight loss, and even as we age, our muscles, we lose muscle mass really fast. Our muscles, when they start to decrease muscle mass, that you automatically begin to put on more fat. And that's why our body shape changes. Our body shape changes. right? And we tend to, there's reasons why you gain belly fat in the round middle. And then if you're not working out properly, you end up with like such a, I want to say like I got, you know, like skinnier legs and a bigger belly, or some women gain really a lot in their butt and their thighs, but then are really slim up here. Like it's, yeah, it's just our shape changes because our body's changing. So, and then mindset. Now, like breaking the midlife plateau, why mindset is so huge is because if you're stuck in, well, I won't do this. I don't have time for that. I can't do this. It's impossible. Look, I don't want to age. I'm not going to admit that this is happening to me. I refuse to spend money on supplements, all of those things, right? If your mindset is stuck on that, you will stay stuck, right? So mindset has to do with everything, every aspect. Now, I'm every once in a while I'm checking in Women Creating Healthy Lives to see your guys' comments. So feel free to comment or ask questions while I'm going through this. And I'll do my best to answer. But of course, I'll do the best to answer. And if it's an answer I can answer within this time period, I will, right? Sometimes it's going to take a long time. So I really believe that every human being is the author of his own health and disease, because I believe there's emotional issues that are involved with our health, stress that causes ill health. And then we are really the ones who are responsible for figuring out, okay, I'm going to do all I can to feel better. I'm going to all I can to support my body, support my life, support myself. And that means like, you know, going to a regular medical doctor and getting testing and stuff done. And then choosing yourself to find other ways to health and support your body. And not just about taking a pill. Believe me, there's no magic pill. There's no magic pill for this phase of life. Hi, Pamela. So what I'm going to, I'm just looking, you guys are behind me. You get what you ask for. So I want you to be really aware that nowadays things are so different. Just going to our Facebook group. Things are so different. The way we live compared to the way we lived, the way people lived, women were 60 to 100 years ago, right? There's so much expected of us. And we have a lot more stressors. Most women work full time. Most women are still trying to control all the appointments with their family, take their kids everywhere, still have kids at home, had kids later in life, so are going through menopause or post-menopause with younger kids, which is, oh my God. So we have this crazy stressed out life already. And when you hit this midlife phase, it's like, boom, extra stress. Your body starts to break down. It just does. When your body's out of balance, it becomes more out of balance. And therefore the symptoms are there hitting you in the face. And that's what makes it so hard, right? Because you're trying to handle so many things. So then, right, because we're all so busy, we've requested this fast, simple takeout food, packaged foods, right? Foods that sit on the shelf. So what happens is with that food, we're just talking the food part right now, has come food that needs to last in our cupboard and be stored and all of that thing. And so what that brings on is it's changed food. It's changed the way people eat. They're taking in a lot more toxins. We're taking in a lot more junk. We're not feeding and fueling our cells what they really require to be healthy. So it's taxing all our organs, right? Hi, Jen. And so our body is meant to naturally detoxify, right? It's meant to get rid of our waste, right? But because of all the heavy duty things we're expected our body to do now, to put up with, to ingest, and we're not feeding, fueling it, and taking care of it like we used to, we can end up with a very heavy toxic load in our body. And then food alone here, this is why it's so hard to change our food, right? It's because we're so conditioned that food and family go together. It's love, it's support, it's fond memories, it's comfort. We reward ourselves with food, right? Food then becomes filler, right? You got to fill up. Here's some white bread and sandwich meat that who knows what crap it's got in it. This will fill you up. This is a fast lunch. Have this on the go, right? all these fake foods that we're now not bread, but fake foods we're now used to eating, foods that are devoid of minerals, foods that don't have any healthy ingredients anymore. Most of the foods that people eat now actually have a negative benefit on your health. So many foods and drinks contain more toxins than ever before. So here's what happens with this fake food. Now, I'm even talking about a lot of vegan foods. I am not one for a lot of vegan foods because just read the labels. You need to be aware, read all labels, all canned, all jarred, all bought salad dressings, all of those things, and you will be so surprised at the toxic load in those foods, in those dressings, in those bottled sauces. I'm going to talk about those in a few minutes here. But this is what happens. Toxins in the food, drinks, environment, all of that come into our body. Come into our body. Alone, if you eat meat and dairy and conventional meats and dairies, you're also taking in the hormones, the growth hormones, the antibiotics, the deworming medication, all of that junk that's put into the animals. If you're ingesting the meat, the eggs, and the milk, the dairy products, you're taking that into your body too. So fake food, of course, obesity, loss of independence, as I say, because you become sick, you become so heavy, right? Totally takes away your energy, it affects your moods, depression, anxiety, hyperactive from different chemicals and stuff. Apathetic, I don't know why I really put it up there. That's basically an effect of malnutrition, like not having enough of the right nutrients, and then your adrenal glands being bonked out, and you get to a state of apathy because your hormones are so depleted. Okay, and so here is a lot of what we're dealing with. I just have some of the things here. These are some things that I could think of. The toxic load, hidden toxins. I'm just going to see if anybody's made any comments. Feel free to comment or ask questions if you guys who are on live right now and you have questions. And if you're watching live, make sure to say hello, comment, or like so that Facebook shows you my videos. If you don't, Facebook will think you don't want to see my videos. So I just want you to be aware of that. Make sure that you do say hello or to comment. Now, here are where some of these hidden toxins take place and things we do, most people do every day. Body lotions and face creams, all body products that you put on your skin. Your skin's your largest organ. Whatever you put on your skin seeps into your body. Cookware, so the Teflon, the non-stick, stuff like that, which a lot of people cook on, the cheap frying pans and stuff. Cleaning products, huge. Oh my God, how many? They're so toxic. Preservatives, colors, spices with an asterisk. When you see asterisks and spices on labels, that's usually means. So they will list cumin, coriander, whatever, then all of a sudden spices with an asterisk. It's not spices. They're not talking about garlic powder. They are talking about flavor enhancers. Could be MSG, could be something like that, right? Natural flavors. Natural flavors are not natural, or they are based on something natural, but they are a chemical derivative, chemicals made to taste like a flavor, made to taste natural. And this is a natural flavor like vanilla, right? But it's not vanilla, or they'd say vanilla, right? Natural vanilla. Dressings, sauces, spice mixes. I think New York steak spice mix has some stuff in it that's not natural. So you have to read labels of even spice mixes. Oh, those mixed, those packaged sauces that are dried sauce, or even now they sell them in the plastic, and they're like different types of Indian sauces and stuff. Lots of those are full of preservatives. You have to look at those. I was even trying to buy a hoisin sauce, H-O-I, no, couldn't buy any hoisin sauces, wheat, all this other junk in them. So if you are using any of these sauces, and they're so good when you put them on food, right? Please read the label, go into your cupboards, go into that, read everything. Even Bix pickles have preservatives in them, which they should not. Yeah, so it's just this huge thing. We're taking in so many toxins, you guys. And our body, because we're not real healthy, no one's really, really healthy. Your organs are sluggish or not working that well, or right? Because of the state of our world, because of stress, because we're older. As we age, naturally, we build up more toxins naturally. So our liver gets more sluggish, our digestive system gets sluggish as we age. We're not, we lose digestive enzymes, right? So you don't have as many digestive enzymes naturally. So you can't break down your food as well. Natural healthy bacteria in our gut decreases. So there's also things in this phase of life that are like kind of going down because we're not extremely nourishing, right? So it's a time when we need to more healthy stuff. And if you're not doing that and doing what you always did, the depletion starts, right? So you're like, almost like, my body requires a lot of good nutrients right now. It needs a lot of support. It needs a lot of healthy stuff. And I haven't been feeding it that, but it needs a lot right now. So what's happening is it's not able to do what it's supposed to do because it doesn't have what it needs, the fuel, the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids. It doesn't have the proper fuel. So how is it supposed to continue to work for you, stay healthy, fight off illness, fight off disease, detoxify, keep your digestive system strong and healthy, all of those things, if you are not treating it very well, okay? So first of all, I want you to take a look at all this stuff and think, oh my God, like, what am I really putting into my body? Because this is stuff you can work with. This is where you can begin to make the changes, right? You can begin to make the changes. I mean, we're talking mouthwash, toothpaste, all that too. I mean, like I said, makeup. Oh my God, I don't even have makeup on. Your makeup's brutal. So you can start to think, okay, what can I begin to shift? What can I what can I do right now? What can I start to get rid of right now? And that'll help a lot. That'll help right now. So there's always something you can do. It's not, oh my God, that's so much. I'll never be able to do all those things. I can't get rid of everything in my house. It's going to be expensive for me to start. No, just start. Like, so just think about it, right? Or lucky here, you can go to farmers markets and get natural body butters. You can make your own. There are thousands of recipes online for natural deodorants, body butters, face creams, all of that stuff. Okay. So there is all of this out there. Makeup, natural makeup. There is natural, healthier versions of makeup. If you're not sure, you can go on this and ask someone in here what they have a good natural makeup brand they know of. And that, so because there's stuff in the United States, like I live in Canada, we can't buy the stuff there, but there are websites, there are companies that definitely sell better makeup, and you can ask someone and start ordering some of that. Or you might have, we have stores here on the island that sell natural makeup. So we're lucky, I can just go in, right? Depends on where you live. Yes, Jen, that's so true, right? Because you were eating a certain way and then you came on as my client and you totally changed that. Like you began to eat so much of the healthy stuff and got rid of some of the junky stuff, right? Lunch meats are another one, you guys. Lunch meat full of nitrates. Even balsamic vinegar has sulfites, so does wine, but you really just want to like go, okay, what can I really begin to change? That is the biggest thing. Sauces, salad dressings, those are things you can make your own. Body stuff, you can start making your own. You can do coconut oil on your skin in the time being. Perfect in your body, right? So ways of kind of cleansing and detoxing, there are some things you can do to deep breathing. Did you know that just by deep breathing, different types of breathing techniques help your body detoxify? Not many people know that. And usually we breathe so shallow, so short. We're never really taking these big, deep cleansing breaths, right? I didn't put Epsom salt baths, mineral salt baths, all magnesium baths. I mean, I didn't put any of that in here either, but there's so many ways. Oopsie, this is me doing this today. Water fasting. You can do a day or two, just drink water. Really clean, do not drink tap water. Get good clean. There's herbal cleanses you can buy at a health food store. Okay. There's juice and smoothie cleanses. You can go 1, 2, 3 days drinking juices and smoothies that you make your own self or get from a really good company. Don't go to Safeway or don't go to a grocery store and get their juices that are mainly grape juice and whatever thrown in. No, you want to get the real pressed, cold pressed juices that are just nothing but vegetables, greens, a little bit of fruit. You know what I mean? Okay. Not talking about the cheap ones. Making your own smoothies with some super powders. Enemas will help. I don't know if I spelled it right. It's probably not spelled right. Fasting. You guys are not going to die. You're going to die of starvation. Now, if you have diabetes or something, please don't do this, right? If you have diabetes, just don't start a fast. So of course, hi, Kathy, hi, Ivy. So of course, you know, if you have health problems, please see your doctor. Now, they don't study nutrition, so they don't know anything about nutrition, but you must not just do something really out of this world, right? You can also contact me and have a talk with me. Like, don't do something so drastic, and that could take you off in some bad area. Infrared sauna, I might have spelled that wrong. Infrared saunas help, you know, sweating like that, help your body detox. Raw food diet. I was raw for 1.5 years. That's how I lost all my weight. That's how I completely detoxed my body. I did water fasting. I did juice and smoothie cleansing fasting. I did colonics. I did saunas. I did a raw food diet. You do not have to do all that. You don't have to go that clean. That was my choice, to go super clean for a period of time and reset your hormones, because it will reset your hormones, get you out of insulin resistance, get you out of metabolic syndrome, get you out. It can even take care of type 2 diabetes, right? Any cholesterol problems, high blood pressure, a whole bunch of things can be made way better by really cleaning up what you eat. Dry brushing is another thing that I do all the time and kind of forget to talk about it. If you're not sure what that is, you can look it up online. It's just this brush, and you do it before you have a bath or a shower. And it helps to bring the more blood to the surface of the skin. It's like brushing your body. It feels really good. It feels really, really good. Yeah, intermittent fasting. Yes, that's great. Intermittent fasting is a thing. It's just when you do intermittent fasting, I just want you guys to make sure that you must be eating healthy foods when you break your fast. So fasting and all that is fine, but if you're just going to go back to junky foods and the way you always ate, that's not going to be good, right? So you want to go, now that I've done this, I want to feed and fuel my body with really good, high quality, nutrient dense foods, which we're going to talk about. So these are some things that you can consider, and you can just start with one, right? Just start with one. Just do something different. Yeah, really decide that you're going to take good care of your body. Okay. Nutrient dense foods. So when you are in midlife, you need to, because your body needs more minerals. Minerals, essential fatty acids, and good amino acids, good protein, lean proteins. But good fats and minerals is what your body really needs a lot more of in this midlife phase. They are the foods that feed your glands and produce the hormones. High mineral foods also help your body detoxify. Okay, so supplements, really good healthy foods, super powders, really important. And that's why when women come in my programs, you start consuming those in the right way. You get tons of recipes, and you get changes pretty fast, because all of a sudden you're bringing in tons and tons of really good healthy things into your body, and your cells, your glands, your organs, everything are being fed exactly what they need. They will treat you good. They will go, thank you. Oh, I'm so happy. So then your body starts to shift and change, right? Pretty fast. It can change. You may have been trying to do something for 1 to 2, even 3 years, but not realizing you were actually working against your body. Then when you finally get on the right track, you can have big changes in 2 weeks. So our bodies are very, very, very intelligent. They are meant for us to take care of. So they react to what we do to them, right? So it's your responsibility fully and completely to really take the best care of your body. So I'm just gonna, this is a lot. You don't have to do this. It's just taking a look at what are some of the healthiest foods, right? The foods with lots of these things that we need. Dark leafy green vegetables, dark leafy greens and vegetables. Look at this. Of course, right? These are exactly, we know these are the healthy things. And so we want to eat way more of those really, really healthy ones. And then you get to some of these and it gets lower and lower and lower on the nutrient density. That means how many nutrients are in that amount of food. So, you know, a lot of people will get caught up in keto, or I need really lots of protein and less starch. That's the most, less carbohydrates and lots of protein. That's the most ridiculous freaking thing out there. And it's everywhere. And so no wonder women are so confused. I get really tired of that. It's not about eating more protein and decreasing carbohydrates. That doesn't even make sense. What are carbohydrates? Well, yes, you have rice, but you also have broccoli. Sugar is a carbohydrate. So is cauliflower, right? So are potatoes. They're not alike. You can't just count carbohydrates. You must think about what are the nutrients within the food I'm eating, right? What are the nutrients? And that's what we're talking about right here, right? Wow, dark leafy green vegetables have so many nutrients compared to how many calories. Like that small of food has tons. Sprouts is one that is, and microgreens should be like at the top, some of the top of the list, right? And then we can put in super powders, chlorophyll and chlorella and spirulina, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But these are what I want you to realize is that for your body to function properly, so you can begin to release the weight, so you can be healthy, have more energy, you have to feed it right. There's no magic supplement. There's no exercise on its own that will do it. It takes these things, knowing these things, okay? So I'm just going there. Now we talk about the super powders. Why I'm so passionate about my smoothies is because you can include super powders in them. Now, this is just a list. You don't have to write them down. You don't have to take everything on it. Here are just some examples of super powders. Okay. And in my program, we start you with, like, I help you with what ones to start with, which ones to take, and all of that. And you get recipes. But you want a really good green powder blend if you're just starting, and that I would like you to include like spirulina, chlorella, possibly, wheatgrass. Moringa is a really good green powder. And then if you get one that has, don't buy mixed green powder with like 25 ingredients, because you're not getting enough of anything. And they add a whole bunch of cheap shit to it. So spirulina on its own there you go. If you want to buy one, buy spirulina, and then get camu or baobab, one of those high vitamin C, calcium powders, okay? But so super powders are very powerful, but it's the way you combine them in your smoothies and knowing which ones are best for you at this phase of whatever phase you are at, okay? And they do help your body to detoxify. Spirulina for sure, chlorella, absolutely, wheatgrass powder, absolutely. They will help with your body, the detoxification process of your body, which then gets rid of that fat. Okay, I'm going to show you right here. So we talked about the hidden toxins, right? Toxins are stored in fat. If you have a toxic body, your body needs fat to store the toxins. Your body takes in these toxins, these chemicals. It cannot metabolize them. That means break it down to food or fuel. It can't, because they're chemicals. Your body's saying, these are something I can't use, so I'm going to stop the share. Your body says, what are these things? They're not real food. I'm only supposed to have food inside of me. This is chemicals. I can't break it down. I can't get rid of it. So I need to put it in a safe place. So a safe place is in your tissues, fat. Your body will actually put on more fat to store the toxic load. So it encapsulates these toxins in fat. Okay. So that's a huge part of, and like we said, as we age, we tend to build up more toxins in our body because we're not getting rid of them like we used to, because we can't break them down as well as we used to, right? We're not exercising as much as we used to. We're probably not doing enough deep breathing like we used to, or like getting into the fresh air, going hiking, breathing heavily, all of those things, right? We're such a sedentary people now. I'm just going to see if anybody has any questions. Do you guys have any questions about this? Let me know. I see you guys are way behind where I actually am because I'm watching the Facebook page. So the questions will probably come in later. I know this is a lot to take on, but watch it again and just get the understanding that, oh, wow. Oh, there's these things involved that I didn't realize, why my body's holding on to the fat, why it's keeping the fat, why it's puffy, why it's bloated, why I'm, all those types of things, right? Like why exercise doesn't work. We're going to talk about exercise too in a minute here, but I just really want you to get clear on some of these things, okay? Okay. I'm going back to, yeah, so your body stores it in fat, unfortunately. And so when someone goes on a cleanse or really clean eating thing for a period of time and they lose the 5 pounds quite fast, that's because they're losing the fat that was stored, the toxins, because they're no longer taking in these chemicals or these toxins. Sugar's a really bad one too. Not that it's toxic, but it will definitely lead to the weight gain and all that too. Okay, so sugar, alcohol, all those things, right? So let's move on a little bit. Oopsie, just seeing if anybody has any questions. All right, now we're going to talk a bit about stress. But I also want to let you guys know, because we were just talking about the toxic load and the food. I'm having a 16-day program that's starting this Saturday. It is recharge, reboot, re-energize. Reboot means reboot those hormones, reset those hormones. When you get rid of certain foods, certain things that keep you in a hormone loop, there's a long explanation for that. You begin to rebalance your body. Okay. So in this 16-day program, we are going to do exactly what I've been talking about. We're going to eat super clean for 16 days. You're going to cleanse, reboot, recharge, and break through the plateau, right? You're going to do things differently. We're also going to work on stress reduction, but you're going to be eating the right foods, the right nutrients and this is real food. So it's not like you have to buy old stuff. And like I said, if you want to just start with one good super powder, I will help you with that, if that's what you can do at the moment, right? So I really want to encourage people that if you are someone who's like, oh my God, this is a lot, I don't know, take this program, because you're going to get my guidance, support, and the recipes and the information where you will start doing it right, and you'll get results faster. And then you can move into how to eat right, like on a regular basis. This way, we're going to show you in this program, you can eat like this for a long time. I did, right? It's all natural food. It's real food. I still eat a lot like this, really clean eating. It's just sometimes I eat other foods that aren't so perfect, but that's fine because my body is balanced, pretty balanced, right? So I just want you to know that this, and it's on my website, and the dianamarchand.com/recharge. It's 167, 16 days. This is where you're going to get a lot of help. And it's a Facebook private group. I'm there with you every single day. You get everything emailed to you. Plus we have it in the group, and I do live videos. And so you'll be taking this in for 16 days. And that's when you can really begin to make the changes. Okay. So reach out to me if you have questions, if you want to do a payment, whatever. I'm here for you. Let me know. Okay, so we are going to talk a bit about stress and why stress can cause so many problems, and why you will not be able to lose the weight. You may not be able to lose the weight, which is crazy. But that's kind of what happens. Stress will blunt hormone production. Stress, you won't be able to balance your body. If you're under too much stress consistently, it's just not going to happen. And your body during this phase of life is going through more stress, right, already. So then whatever you were doing before is now amplified. So it's also because you could be just someone who does too much, not being happy with your job, being surrounded by negativity. That adds a lot of stress to us. Medications, allergies, food sensitivities, all of those things too add stress to our body. Bad digestive system. So there's so many things. This is just bringing some awareness to how that stress is for our life, and it contributes to the breakdown of our body. So you will not lose the weight, most likely in midlife, if you are continuously in a stressed state, because it overworks the adrenal glands, and your adrenal glands are the ones who are producing hormones in this midlife phase. They will pick up the slack because your ovaries are producing less. Your adrenal glands are supposed to take over the production of hormones, help with the production, help to bring your body back into better balance. That's what they're there for. Well, they also produce cortisol and adrenaline, but they can produce other hormones. So they are there to help us in this phase. But if you're too stressed all the time, they will be tired and they won't be able to do their job. And therefore they keep us out of balance. So stress blunts hormone production because it tires the adrenals. It leads to adrenal fatigue, which has a whole lot of symptoms. It's hard to lose weight. Yeah, very, very hard. Decreases your immune system. So stress decreases immune system, causes exhaustion, lack of sex drive, depression, increases inflammation. And guess what? I don't have it. Stress also causes a toxic body. When you're under consistent stress, it actually starts producing toxic chemicals within your body. So then your body becomes more toxic, and therefore you need more fat. So this is how crucial this stuff is, right? Stress contributes to the breakdown of health and your body and the functioning of all the organs and all the glands. So when I talk about decreasing stress, it's like, I really mean it. You know, it's so, so important, right? So here's just some quick things, of course. We'll look at things, and in the program, 16 days, we will do some stress reduction things too, right? Now, here are some supplements, but again, these are just a few supplements. There's, you don't want to take all of them. There's a lot to it, but what you could do is go to a health food store and say, listen, I'm experiencing a lot of stress. What supplements or things can I take to support my body better? And then decide what you want to start with. It's not like one's way better than the other. I would go with the formulation, because if you just buy like rhodiola on its own, you're buying 1, 2, 3, 10 bottles, right? Look for a nice formulation to start, let's say, that has a variety of herbs to help your body handle stress better. Ashwagandha is a great powder, but it does not taste good. You can buy it in capsules. It helps your body. It's an adaptogen. It's really good. So that's something you could start with. The B complex and magnesium, and there's a lot of things. But like I said, try not to start taking everything at once. And that's why it's good to take a program, because then you get guidance and help, right? Instead of being overwhelmed by, I have no idea where to start, what to do. Okay. So let's talk about exercise. And then I'll end it soon, because it's getting long. This is a lot, right? You guys feel free to ask a question. Make sure you ask a question if you have any. So exercise, this is one that people get really, of course you get confused about it, because, oh my God, right? I know I don't have a special slide specifically for exercise. I'm just going to talk about it, but what used to work doesn't work anymore in most cases. So I'm going to stop the share. Okay. If you guys have questions to exercise, let me know now. Just walking is exercise for someone who has been really supremely sedentary and rarely walks. Walking is good for your mental health. It's good for your body. It's good for it to move. It feels good. It's good to decrease stress. But I wouldn't call a walk just exercise as much as exercise. It's what we are meant to do. We are meant to walk. Walking your dog. I know dogs. They go slow, they stop, they pee. That's not relaxed. So walking your dog is great, but I wouldn't call it like really exercise. During this phase of life, to actually lose weight, the right exercise would require more of like a HIIT, high intensity interval training. So you want to have times of intense, where you're breathing really hard for short bursts of time, and then you go back to something that's moderate, so you get your heart rate back and you kind of stabilize a little bit. Then you go back to that more intense, and then you go back to things getting better. So if you're outside, you could do like a fast walk, or a little jog, or a sprint, and then walk slower. Something like that. That's what I mean. If you're doing stairs, right? You could run up some stairs, walk down the stairs, take a little break. Run up some stairs, walk down, take a little break. Like that, high intensity. You're breathing super hard going on those stairs. Walking down is not so bad. Then you kind of rest just to get you're back to kind of, I can breathe, okay? Then you do it again. Treadmills, ellipticals, and then weight training. So you want to be doing these variances. Just jogging on a treadmill you're not going to lose the weight. Just jogging for an hour outside probably won't lose the weight. You will lose the weight if you have been very sedentary, and now you're actually doing something. Your body will go, she broke the plateau, right? She's doing what she never used to do. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're used to walking, you're not going to lose any weight by continuing to just walk. That's not enough, right? If you're used to going like crazy on a treadmill, it's time to change that up. It's time to do something different. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to really be aware of is if you are under stress, if you have a lot of belly fat, if you are like, oh my God, I'm busy, I'm stressed, exercise like that is not going to work because it's more stress. So if you go join a boot camp or exercise like crazy or start HIIT training or do CrossFit, you're going to bonk out. You are going to become exhausted and you're probably going to gain more fat. So if your body is already in a stressed out state, you must not do high intensity exercise. You actually have to rest and recover. I was there. I used to be a personal trainer. I was going through perimenopause and I was doing adventure racing. I was kayaking, I was mountain biking, and I was mountain running. And I was working out with my clients every single day. So basically I was exercising and working super hard 7 days a week. And my social life was training, mountain biking, running. So I was doing it all the time and I completely bonked my body. Like actually my body fell apart. And I couldn't run. I couldn't do any type of weight training. I couldn't do anything because I was in a stress state from my hormones changing and the amount of exercise I was doing and not eating properly. I was tired. I was exhausted, but I just felt I had to keep going and pushing myself and pushing myself. That's when your body starts to talk to you. So just be aware of that. If you are then gentle yoga, nice walks, so you're not going to be focused on weight loss when you are in this high stress state. You're going to be focused on bringing your body back into better balance. The right food, decreasing your stress, rest and relaxation, the right type of exercise and movement. You need to move your body, right? And then of course, supplements and super powders and things really feeding and fueling your body and nourishing your body in a proper way so that you build your body up. And then yes, you can do that exercise. And actually you probably lose weight when you're nurturing and taking care of your body because your body's going to come into better balance. You're going to get rid of all that toxic overload and your body will probably start releasing the fat. That's very natural. Jen knows, one of my clients, that happened to her. She started changing and she's now lost 48 pounds, right? It's like you're just choosing to clean up aspects of your life. And when you start to clean up aspects of your life, when you're focused more on health and bringing your body back into better balance, mind, body, soul, your body thanks you, everything thanks you, and it begins to come into better balance. And therefore, so you don't have to focus on one thing. It's like, I don't have, what supplement should I take for this? No, it all begins to work. So your hormones and your glands are like dominoes. One change that's in a positive affects something else, affects something else, affects something else. So it's not like you're focused on everything. It's just like, I'm focusing on feeding and fueling my body with good, healthy nutrients and foods and stuff. I'm focusing on de-stressing my, right? Like doing little practices during the day, deep breathing, taking a nice walk, noticing my thoughts, right? Just during the day, I'm just being more conscious and mindful of how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. I'm just working up. That's all you have to, you don't have to do a 2-hour yoga class, right? It's just like being more conscious and mindful. And then that's how you begin to make, and then, getting rid of some of those foods and those preservatives and all that sugar, right? And all those things, but bringing in so much of the good. And that's when your body really begins to go, right? Thank you for this. And so my 16-day program starts, it's 167. Get a hold of me on my website, dianamarchand.com/recharge. You can read a little bit more about it. If you want to do, I'm going to have a program after that is moving you into eating for like better hormone balance, like the normal. This is a clean eating cleanse to kind of, you need this to reset, reboot, break that plateau, right? So it's like it puts your body into a good state. It does some of the detoxing, some of the cleansing, gets you eating a lot of the really good, healthy nutrients. You will notice more energy, right? You will notice less puffiness. You will have less bloating. You will feel more focused, more clear. Your skin will look better. All of those things. That's what it does. Like, that's what you need then to step into, yes, now I'm choosing my life to eat more healthy as time goes on. That's kind of right, because you don't. This is a lot, I know. Anyways, so, and mindset. We'll talk a little bit about mindset because it's a lot. If you think about, this is why mindset, right? So if somebody's thinking, oh my God, that's going to be so hard. This is going to be just terrible. It's so depriving. I don't eat healthy because I hate it. I don't like the food. I don't want to do it. I can't go out for dinner. My friends are going to make fun of me. I can't have a glass of wine. This is going to be shit. This is going to be hell. You're not going to do it. Right? So mindset. So all my programs, we talk about the mindset aspect of it. We have all this stuff going on in our head. That's what stops us. The food doesn't have to stop you because you can figure out what foods are really good for you quite easily. But will you follow it? Will you do it? Will you be consistent? That's what stops you, right? That's why I do my programs. So you can come into the program, you can be in the container, you can get the help, support, guidance, accountability. You're taking the action, you're eating the foods, you're doing the things, you're fitting it into your life in a way that fits in your life that feels good. That's what I help you with in my longer programs, right? Because you need to decide for you how you're going to do this. I'm here to help guide you and support you, but it's your life. If you're continually saying it's too hard, it's going to be too terrible, the food's going to be crap, I'm not going to like this, I'm going to be hungry all the time, then you got to decide, right? I can continue with those excuses, which I have been telling myself, and that's why I avoid something. But then what do you want? So then you say, I want more energy, I want to lose weight, I want to feel better, but you're not doing the stuff, right? You're not doing what it takes. But that's the way the humans are. So, but what it takes is just you to make the decision. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to decide that I'm going to change this. I want to change this. I know that I need to change this for me, right? Because you decide you're going to do it for you, right? And so we work on awareness and mindset practices, right? It's really mind, body, and soul. Your mind, and I talk about soul as in taking care of you, your soul, your beautiful soul, your wonderful body, right? you know, people tend to deny themselves. They feel stuck. They feel they can't put themselves as a priority. Too many obligations, too much pressure, expectations. That is also hard on your soul. And in midlife, I believe our soul is screaming for us to take better care of it. And that means all of it, because our soul is in a human body. So we have to take care of that human body, right? Otherwise, we're not going to feel good, and our soul's not going to feel good. Our soul's not going to be too happy. Okay, that was a lot. I'm here for the mindset. Oh yeah, Kate, you're good. Okay, so do I have any questions? I know this has been a long haul, but thank you for all those who stayed all this time. You're doing amazing. You are perfect. You are somebody who's interested in taking better care of yourself, so bravo. Bravo. And Thursday, my topic is how to start your day the healthy way. And I will talk a bit more about the super powders and about smoothies and stuff like that. But also in Thursday, I'm also talking about little rituals and things you can set up in your life to start your day in a more calm, positive, peaceful way, setting nice intentions, because how you start the day really helps you carry through the day. And you want to be in a more intentional space. You don't want to wake up and be in a high stress. Let's go. Oh my God, my day is going to be shit. This is not going to work, right? So we are the ones who get to be more in control of ourself, our minds, our body, our souls, right? So that's what we're going to talk about on Thursday. Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So anybody in the UK can join me for that one live, or who may not be able to be on now. So I'm just going to see if you guys have any more questions or comments. Let me know how this was for you. Don't forget to say hello, do a like if you're watching, so Facebook knows you want to see this. And remember, you can always watch the replay because it's a lot. And message me on Messenger if you're interested in that 16-day program or any of my one-on-one. I have one-on-one coaching. You can do one session. You can do 3 sessions. You can do 5, 6 sessions. You can do whatever. Okay. So there's something for everybody. It's not like I only have one. No, I make things work for you. If you want to work one-on-one with me, we work at, well, what's going to work for you? Okay. I am off. Thank you so much for being here live. Thank you for watching the replay. And I'm going to stop the show in the group.